Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's MOTIV8 Unplugged, and we are in our new episode, and I'm excited because we have made it to episode 9.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to make it out of 3.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, episode 9. We made it, y'all. Corey looks
9.
like, oh my gosh.
Almost
Episode
at 10.
9.
It's number after 8.
Are you going to give us the Holy Ghost reason for number 9?
And it's before 10.
Oh,
We're
Corey.
almost in the preteens.
Oh.
We're going up. Hello.
Oh my God. So here we go. We're going to hop right into this. This is the month of March. So that means we need to do our trending topics conversation for everything that went down in the month of February.
Mm-hmm.
So February, how'd it go for everybody?
Nothing else matters besides the fact that it was Black History Month.
Oh.
Thank you. That's all.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Wait for it.
Yes, he's invited to the cookout. Yes,
Right.
he is.
For all of you listening, only through podcast, we all just hit up them Black Power symbols. You know what I'm saying?
Fist up.
That's for y'all.
I mean,
Oppression down.
that's for my
fist up.
people.
it was crazy because
people.
honestly, it really didn't feel like Black History
It didn't
Month.
at all.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, like I'm just like, yeah, it didn't feel like it at all. And so I mean, normally, it's kind of different because I'm so accustomed to the Black History programs at church where the kids are all a character and they read like a half-page thing. It was like, "Hi, I'm Frederick Douglass." First of all, you can't even spell Frederick, okay? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like, it was just different. It just really didn't feel like it.
I think between all of the things that happened with Kobe Bryant, all of the major news that happened in February, I feel like Black History Month kind of just got swept under the rug. And I don't think it was an intentional thing, because you know how all the time when African-American history or something happens, the man's just trying to bring us down. I don't think it was like intentionally done. I'll just be honest. I just think our generation didn't really push it.
No, I don't think it. To me, I think it was intentional on our part to not succumb to just Black History being about a month.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
to me, I think it was an intentional thing. Yes, there was a lot. I went to a HBCU, so that's all I saw on my timeline because that's a lot of who I follow are friends from college and, friends from school. So for me, I saw a lot of it.
Because what is it, Black 365?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people are pushing.
So it was.
What is that?
It was pretty much saying, like she said, don't
Black
succumb to just
yeah.
one month. It was, hey,
I've
let our
heard
history
that.
be taught the whole
Yeah.
year.
What do you guys
and-
think? I kind of agree because I heard the debate. I heard the debate about people saying we need to get rid of Black History Month and actually, fully push it forward into the actual history classes.
But that is a can of worms.
Why is that?
Because if you make that statement and you say interject Black history into the school system.
Then you got to interject the Spanish people. I see
I mean,
where y'all are going.
But regardless, and this,
Y'all
I don't
getting
want to
real
make this a
spicy
whole
on
race
this podcast,
conversation.
man.
I don't want to make it a race conversation.
Okay, I'm leaving the set because I haven't said anything. I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused.
If you
Not
bring
going-
in the conversation of Black history and other, economics and
Right.
different,
Yeah.
ethnicities into the conversation, you get into the unspoken oppression that does not get highlighted but only touched in school. Like even with slavery and segregation and things like that, it got maybe one day out of the year in history for me. I love John Smith and I love Columbus, but I would like to know the intricate part that African Americans did for the history of America and the world. And not just, and here's my thing. I would love if you, like you said, for it to get taught, but teach me the things that don't just teach about slavery sitting in the back of the bus. Like we invented the stoplight. We invented the mechanical, so much stuff that African Americans invented. Talk
Yeah.
about that. It wasn't just a one-off thing.
Well, I think it goes back to, like we said, the importance of historically Black colleges and universities. If you don't know what HBCU stands for, that's what it stands for. And why the push for funding HBCUs and getting money into those institutions is so important, because you learn that. When you take history at HBCU, that is what you're learning.
But
And
you
so-
shouldn't have to go to an HBCU to learn
It should be at home. That's what I was
It
getting
should
back
be
to.
in school.
That's what I was getting back to. No, it should be at home. That's just like saying everything that you learn spiritually should be at church. It has to start at home.
You can't teach me American history without teaching me all of it. It should be taught in
well,
school.
they've been doing it. So, and the thing,
But it's missing
Yeah.
Very vital parts. Like, how many people knew about the whole Hidden Figures conversation about the African American women who helped put together the calculations and numbers for people to get to the moon?
Oh yeah, the NASA joint.
But that wasn't. Oh my gosh. But you know it because you went to a HBCU.
Not only that, but I made it before I decided to go to a HBCU because I was not learning those things in school. I made it my business to learn about it and to know about it. I'm not going to expect my 2 children to go to school and learn about Black history. That's just like when immigrants come here. They don't learn about their history in school. It's learned at home.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. Yes, as Black people, as African Americans who come from the background of slavery, yes, there should be certain things incorporated. But the core of who we are, as those positive things go, you have to teach it at home because you're trying to infiltrate a system that was not designed for us. Point blank, period. So why even waste that? Why even waste time in trying to do that when you can take care of it at home?
But it gets back into the conversation of what is American history. Let's take African American out of the equation. American history is, did it make a vital position in the world to keep going what it does now?
I think there are a lot of things that were created by African Americans. I believe that we are responsible for many things for the reason why the world functions the way it does today. So I do understand what you're saying, that it kind of gets sticky if we make that like mandatory, or if we make it kind of like a part of it. It does become like a strange situation, because then what else, you know what I'm saying, is there? I feel like kind of, in a sense, it's kind of, I guess they kind of feel like they're doing, I don't want to say African Americans a favor by saying, hey, we've given you an entire month.
There we go.
Even though it's the shortest month of the year, that people oftentimes, do complain about.
And it's the month that they leap sometimes.
Right. My point is, wait.
Leap year.
So you know what I'm saying? So I understand, but I feel like it's, in a sense, it's still a kind of issue, because isn't the State of the Union address in February?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing. It's just like, so it's like this whole month is supposed to be like focusing on, African American history. At the same time, we're just going to take the focus off for a little bit. We're just going to talk, so it's just like, I feel like we have to, it's a sticky conversation.
When is Hispanic
Heritage Month?
Yeah. When is it?
I wish I could
don't
tell
know.
you, brother.
Because they practice their heritage and their history 365. I'm just saying.
Do
More than Black Americans.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
But I feel
But
like,
just so y'all know, my people got lynched too. Just won't put that out there. Just won't put that out there.
and
That
on
escalated
note,
so quickly.
Oh my gosh.
That's the American
It's true,
history
though.
they don't teach
It's
you.
true.
It
is
is.
very true.
Yes.
You ever ask yourself, where were the Hispanic people when this was going on?
It's very true.
Yeah.
It's very, very true. And
With y'all.
left us.
Picking grapes.
Grapes.
Y'all had the cotton, we had the grapes.
Oh, Lord.
If we had any
Give us a
sponsorship,
history lesson.
it's God.
It was the picking that I was just bothered by. Can you say harvesting grapes or something?
No, we was
Y'all
y'all
harvesting. Okay. No, it's not the same.
textile and cotton produce. It's two different things.
He said like he was an ambassador. I just want to let you know. And you're like, whoa. Are you sponsored? Like, what's going on? They paid you to? So yeah, I mean, it's different, but I mean, I don't know, like how many African restaurants you see in America? You got Mexican restaurants, Chinese restaurants.
The Mexican restaurants aren't Mexican restaurants. It's all whitewashed stuff.
Tex-Mex.
Yeah, it's Tex-Mex.
Taco Bell. Yeah.
If we
Whatever
really
that
go
is.
if we really go to Mexico and eat, we're gonna be jacked up. Look,
Really?
For sure.
our
Yeah.
systems, yes,
Oh, yeah,
our
yeah, it's
systems
true.
can't handle it.
Even,
You
you
have
see
to-
with like Indian restaurants as well. It's like everything has to be whitewashed or Americanized to be
Yeah.
able to make it work for the palate of here. And it's like, I love authentic Mexican food. Like, if I had the choice, I'd take it. But like you said, how many African restaurants are
Well,
there?
see, has anybody? This is going to be a very strange question. Has anyone ever been to Africa?
Yes.
You haven't been home, Gabe? Okay.
You haven't
It's,
been home, Gabe. Oh.
It's something that I heard Steve Harvey, and I will, the subject. I heard Steve Harvey say this crazy. He said it's the home that we all have that we've never been to.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's crazy because when I went, I'm expecting to see something. The crazy part is Africa's actually really beautiful. Like the part they show you on like TV and Feed the Children is like, and I'm
the gnats and the flies.
Yeah, like
Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
arms of it. Like so,
That's the dogs.
It's crazy. Oh, Christ. Oh God. Either way, it doesn't matter. So the point is like,
They treat us the same.
yeah. So it's just
We're definitely going to get shut down after this
oh
podcast.
man, this is
Fight me in the parking lot.
yeah. He said it. I didn't. I'm with patience on this one. I'm just saying like it's different, and so I mean, I think there's a way to bring awareness to it, but keep it still like. Not only the heritage of it, but keep that level of honor for Black history.
And this is where I'll leave it at this. It would be appreciated if it was taught to the masses.
Right.
But I agree with what you're saying. It does need to be taught inner-wise of our culture. Like she said, even if you don't see it as much, you guys have a inner culture that is celebrated with you all. The thing that we come together on with is cookouts. Now, I would say that's the most Black, like, coming together.
Weddings
I feel like
and funerals.
it's different for you guys because, I mean, obviously, the Black culture was derived from being brought here against your will.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I've noticed sometimes that there's been even a division between Africans and Black people.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So you guys don't really get to reach or mesh that culture together.
Yeah.
Whereas with Spanish people, the reason that we're so traditional and cultural is because we know exactly where we come from, and our people do not let us forget it. If you start acting white per se, or just not of your people, automatically you get like you get backlash for it. You get seen differently because of it.
And for us, it's the opposite. It's when you start getting more woke or more aware of your background as being African or African American, it's more of they done got brainwashed instead of, hey, yo, it's good to know. But I will say there are some of you, look at me, some of you who take this way too far being woke. And we're not even going to get into the topic of sage. But there are some things that it's just like it's too far, and I feel like there has not been a good balance and a palatable balance of knowing your history and becoming into a position of hate. Because I feel like that's the teeter-totter of I know enough about my history to where I appreciate where I came from, and I'm pushing now to get to a new level. To where some people find out so much information, it's like I hate everything that's not Black.
Okay, well, two things. One, I agree with what you said, Gabe, about that foundation of knowing where you come from. That is why we have such a hard time, because most of our history for us, it started, unless you decide to dig deeper, it started with slavery.
Yes.
And so that's why ancestry is so big, and, going back and digging to find out exactly where I'm from. And so you can have that connection because it's so important. And that whole division between it's a debate between being called African American or Black American. I personally was one of those people because of that division, because of the way even Africans would look at Black people, kind of like toot their nose up to us, or like, we're not worthy, we're not good enough. So I would say, look, I'm Black and I'm okay with being called Black because I'm Black. But oh my gosh, I'm a Black American, but that whole debate and argument, it's real. And it is a real conversation. Now, the other hand, when you said that, people get woke, and it's the opposite, where people talk bad about it. I don't think it's as bad now, because now Black women are embracing their natural hair.
Shout out.
Black women are embracing a lot more. We're celebrating our Blackness, and we're celebrating that fact that we are becoming woke about who we are and our history, and not just our history in America, but our history across waters. So to me, I think there's a transition that has happened and still happening with that not being looked down upon.
Gotcha.
you know.
Well,
My only thing is, and my only issue with the whole conversation, especially Africans, is that must is a fragrance and deodorant is an odor. So did anybody watch the State of the Union address? Anybody? Nobody watched it? Anybody? Next subject? No? No?
Must.
deodorant.
Must is a fragrance and deodorant is an odor. Think about that.
You're gonna get canceled.
Thinking about that.
But I'll revive you like it's a Call of Duty game. Oh, my.
What are your life packs?
Okay, before we go on to the next State of the Union conversation, this whole Ancestry.com, does anyone believe that people's DNA is getting sold?
Sold?
I've never used it. I've thought
I don't
about
trust
it.
it.
Yeah,
I just don't.
But why would you sell somebody's DNA?
Cloning.
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
Oh, yeah. They've been doing that.
I about to say,
sure.
when I was younger, my sister used to tell me when I woke up I had to wash my face because somebody on the other side of the earth was borrowing it while I was asleep.
And you believed it?
Oh, I cried for days. I'm like, I don't want anybody to borrow my face. Like, like my mom was so mad. Just wanted to share that. Childhood.
My sister used to try and suffocate me with a pillow.
Oh.
Yes. Did anybody watch the State of the Union address though?
What?
Yep. Nope.
Do you see where I come from?
Suffocate. Whoa.
If we get another episode, we appreciate you guys for watching.
Suffocate. Okay.
State of the Union address. Did not watch it.
Neither did I.
Nor do
Okay.
I.
Everybody said that I did talk to that watched it, said that it turned into a campaign address, basically campaigning for the African American vote by Trump. Which it was Black History Month, and you just talked about that. So
I mean, I think that he's going to capitalize off the fact that the whole trial thing, like,
Oh, yeah.
he's,
for sure.
He hasn't even used it yet.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, he's still riding off of the campaign or what everyone else is going against him with. When he starts bringing out that bomb of, they tried to get me locked up and I beat it.
Yeah,
He's
like-
going to get another 4 years. And this
for
isn't
sure.
even like a political podcast.
Nope.
We don't
Yeah,
be getting
no.
to Democrat or Republican. But straight is just, right is right and wrong is wrong.
right.
I feel like he's going to get another 4 years based off of the fact that they couldn't lock him up.
I for sure agree.
I'm tired of hearing people say Biden should run for president, have Obama be his vice president. It's not going to happen, guys. Like, it's really okay.
First off,
it would be
legally,
ideal.
it doesn't
First of
make
all-
sense because he can't.
Yeah, like it would be ideal, but I'm sorry, guys, it's not going to happen.
well, this is my thing. This country is full of delusional people.
Crazy.
So anything that people say is just ridiculous to me. So
It's
Well,
just like,
before we go into the State of the Union, let's talk about delusional people. Can we talk about the fact that people thought coronavirus had to deal with beer? Can we talk about that? How the fact that their stock
I
plummeted?
don't appreciate you looking directly at me.
and I don't appreciate you calling
with
me delusional
Corona,
because I'm like,
brother.
I don't drink. Wait, what? Oh my God. I gotta go. Thanks for having me, guys. I gotta go.
It don't make no sense.
Man, what are you talking about? How you go from our side back to your side? Our side?
You can't be a race jumper.
That's not fair.
Yeah, I woke up feeling kind of.
I'm the bridge.
That was perfect. I don't know.
Bridge.
I bridge the gaps.
I'm the tunnel with gender.
Yeah, we're a fan.
Not genders, ethnicity. Oh my God, no. We're not getting into the episode right now.
No.
That's not what I am.
No, no.
That's a whole nother fluid
Straight
episode.
is the way, all right? Straight is the way. Glory to God. Straight is the way. I know this is narrow. No. Straight is the way. This lane is straight. This is a straightaway. This is an open, and this is a closed road.
Get
This ain't
off of
open.
it, Corey.
I had to vindicate for Gary. This brother. As a tech supervisor, and he's teching himself, okay? Supervising himself. But no, like the whole coronavirus, like I think it's since we're talking about State of the Union address, my issue was President Trump says, it's like all these people are quarantined on this boat. Cool. He said, they was like, well, are you guys going to bring the boat in? He was like, wait. Why would I bring the boat in so the numbers can go up? You might as well leave them out. See, I'm like, oh my gosh.
He has no filter.
No, he literally says, bring them home so the numbers can go up? Nah, leave them on the boat. Like, why? And you can see a camera like where they're like dropping down like food and stuff. I'm just like, how long is this boat supposed to be out at, out at sea?
If they
Like,
die,
Until they
die.
die.
That is crazy to me.
Count your days.
I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
We get another episode out of you.
Oh yeah, I'm putting my. Yeah, I don't know. Like, isn't it the flu?
It is.
It is the flu.
Now, of course, this is news to me. You guys will be disappointed. That's fine. I spend a lot of my time preaching rather than studying the news. That like around like 14 to 15,000 people die from the flu.
Yeah.
You can die from the flu.
You can die from you can die from drinking water if you choose not to swallow.
I want to leave.
Something is wrong.
I want to leave so bad.
I am so sorry.
I either want to leave or I just want to start the whole thing over. Like, throw the whole podcast away. Like, I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, people used to die from the common cold.
That's true. So how is this coronavirus like? This is new?
No.
So it's the strain.
Oh, gotcha.
So
gotcha.
there's a certain strain of the coronavirus that is the common cold, and then there's a certain strain of coronavirus which came from wherever, China, that is now killing the entire world.
That is
we're
now
living an
killing
action
the
movie.
entire world.
We're living an action movie.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for Dwayne Johnson to step in and save us all.
I mean,
Did you say killing
What
the
happened?
entire world?
Yes.
He went from
You understand?
It was so educational because everybody was like, yes, let's listen in.
If you know,
that's how I get them.
oh my God.
no, right here. I want to walk off this set so bad right now. You don't understand. No, but I'm just like,
What is in these drinks
yeah, I
today?
don't know. I'm like, and he didn't even have anything. That's the
Corey's the one who bought the drinks in.
I didn't make him though. Like, it was Stan.
We don't know what
Matt.
you
His name was Matt.
Did he wash his hands? Did he hand it to you with a glove?
Let's talk
You'd
about-
have got me infected.
Let's talk about that. So the price of soap and hand sanitizer go up. What was y'all doing prior to this virus
They
coming out?
won't wash him.
Yeah, like I shook your hands out here. I prayed for you. Like, what's up? Like, what are we doing?
I prayed for you.
Yeah, like, what are we doing?
Hey, can we take a break? Look at me. I want you to know something. There is a way for you to survive the coronavirus. And here's how you do it. The same way you're washing and using hand sanitizer, if you brush your teeth and use mouthwash, it will also keep you safe. This PSA is over. God bless you. Because some of y'all going to kill us off your breath. You got that dragon, that Humvee, that fire. Fuego.
now.
You know people who breathe on you? It's like, I wish they didn't wake up this morning.
I'm sorry.
Preacher, start using mints.
I'm really sorry. I just don't understand. Like,
I'm sorry.
Back
to the flu.
It is really bad. Corona. It is really bad, but it's just like, where did this thing come from? Yeah, they say it came from China, but
Yeah.
and I'm not.
It
I'm,
did.
I'm not one to do the whole thing of conspiracy.
I am.
Okay, so because my issue, that's why
We're going to do an episode on aliens.
Because
Gabe's going to run that one.
my problem is I kind of feel like we are in the epidemic of population control.
Keep going.
Okay? I feel like we're in the epidemic of population control, and I kind of feel like this is in the same case of Ebola. Where did it go?
Thanks for leaning away from the mic.
Swine flu. Where did it go? And I feel like what happened was, yes, it may have originated in China, but I feel like by mistake it came to the United
It
States.
didn't happen by mistake.
Well, okay, whether it's about mistake or not, my problem is, how do you pay $8.3 billion to yourself?
like
they
this.
they just-
Cash App me.
Right? Like it was like they passed a bill of $8.3 billion. What?
Yeah, no, but that's true. I mean, from like one of the theories that I had heard about was so China has one of the only facilities around that actually deals with manipulating the coronavirus.
Yeah,
The
super lab, right?
Exactly, the strains of coronavirus. So they believe that someone was infected with it and then intentionally placed wherever the heck they were in order to spread it around instead of the theory of it being spread by
I believe.
people eating
Well, they
bats.
did
Which,
the
by the
same thing
way,
with AIDS
stop
in the
eating
black
bats.
community.
Yeah, well, this is my thing. The only reason I say it was done
Just say it.
intentionally is because when the person was supposedly infected and placed wherever, they built a hospital. I mean, literally built a full-on hospital in a week.
A week.
Yeah.
So what's
There
the
is
excuse
no
for
way.
66 and 95? Why ain't y'all done yet?
All right.
You mean the whole East Coast?
The whole East Coast. Potholes in D.C. that'll ruin your tire. And you telling me they got 100 bulldozers and built a hospital in a week?
How many beds?
Enough.
It's like thousands of beds though in a week of you finding a few days of you finding out
that's
that
infrastructure.
the coronavirus is rampant now.
I want to know who their supervisor was. Who was their foreman? I need to get him to build some of these churches because it took 15 years for some of y'all to finish y'all's buildings.
Oh,
You gonna join us, Corey?
Oh, no, I've unplugged my whole mic. I'm not. I'm gonna see you on the next episode.
Motivate.
For the sake, I gotta go. That's okay. But yeah, I mean, I now that you say that, that makes a little more sense. That oh, that was about to be so bad. I'm not gonna say that.
Population control?
No, like, okay, so, hey, like, Wong Chow decides to take, decides,
And I'm out.
decides to take one.
he done cut up this whole podcast.
Wong Chow decides to take one for the team, and it's just like, you don't have a family anyway. It's okay. You're
You
single.
don't have a family.
You're 60.
He
It's
just
okay.
did a whole synopsis though.
But think about it though.
This
Like,
is a backstory for a movie.
but it's crazy because
Jason Statham.
I consider this kind of like. So okay, cool. So they probably like found somebody, like you said, and they just infected him.
Why couldn't his name be Eric?
Have you ever?
Oh,
never
touche.
mind.
Yeah, like it's like the Chinese restaurant. Like, my name is Amber. Girl, no, it's not. Okay, it's spelled Amber, AMBA. Amber. No, it's not your name. It's Yao Wow. Anyway,
Oh my! This is getting worse. Okay, seriously though.
Save him.
Seriously though,
Save
as
him.
far as the population control goes, if you think about it logically, it doesn't take a lot. Never mind, common sense is not so common. So
No, it's not.
No, it is not.
if you get educated, okay, China is already under population control. You can only have so many kids. You can only have so many pets and animals in your home.
Right.
They have the largest population in the world. So we're getting out of control. The higher ups sat around and discussed it. We need to do something. Hey, what about our super lab?
However it happened, we're praying for everyone who's dealing with it.
No, we're definitely
People
praying.
attached. I gotta clean this up.
No, seriously, we're definitely praying because cases are like popping up. Like
They had like 600 cases of people who could have been infected in Seattle in a nursing home.
Yeah.
First
And
off,
that's-
how was
that's-
they passing it that fast?
that's-
Them old
that's-
people in
I
nursing
mean,
homes be
they-
getting busy.
they
I'll let you know that right
Everybody
now.
visited.
Yes, sir.
You didn't know that? One of the highest cases of STDs passed around happens in senior citizens.
Yeah.
It's time to risk it all.
It's time, man. Shoot. Becky said, I'm going to make this hip work. It just got replaced.
I came back. I tried. I don't know.
She said, huh.
Oh my gosh! But
Stella got
did you
her
say
groove
how did
back.
it pass that fast? Because
They was making it
No, when you get older, your babies and children, and the elderly have the weakest immune systems. That is the
correct.
fastest of how it's going to pass. All it took was one person who had traveled and been exposed to somebody with the coronavirus
They
to
didn't
go
know.
in
Yeah,
there.
It was Freaknik.
They
Say
didn't.
whatever
It
you
could have been
want.
on. They didn't even have to know that they were exposed to it and gone in.
So my
it
question-
doesn't matter.
My question is to everybody: how long do you think this will last?
3 weeks. 3 more weeks.
No.
Okay.
I think it's going to last 3
No.
more weeks. It's going to still be happening, but they're going to hush it down because you have the presidential debate and
I think I'll
everything about
somewhat agree with you, but it's because it's beginning to cause an epidemic.
it. Yes. Everything's
Yeah.
sold out.
Yeah.
And people are literally flipping hand sanitizer for like $50 to $60 each.
And
Yeah.
it's these little ounce bottles. It's not even the big joints.
If
These
you go on
ounce
Amazon,
bottles.
everything is sold out.
Yeah.
The grocery stores are sold out.
I went in the
Everything.
grocery store
They're
today.
treating it like it's a snowstorm.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like they're also canceling schools and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and
That part.
that's really not going to be tolerated.
Here's
in the
my
US.
thing. How do you think churches, because we are a ministry and we do deal with ministry topics, how do you think churches are going to deal with the issue of the government telling them you need to shut down having service because it's a mass gathering of people?
It's
Well,
gonna
some
take-
people ain't going to have to worry because some of y'all only got 8 people in y'all church. Neither here nor there. Y'all can just do a conference call.
I keep trying.
To answer your question, Jesus
you.
help me. It's going to take. It's going to take the government to tell churches to shut down before churches will shut down.
Oh, yeah, because
Point
we're
blank
going to
period.
pray that virus away.
Yeah, and I'm still
It's-
doing the whole grab your neighbor thing, so don't even think about it.
Look
Like,
at your neighbor and say
but-
neighbor.
I will look at my neighbor. I don't know about grabbing them, but you know.
I mean, you make a valid point
Let's
about
not
it.
hold hands to pray.
Introverts are loving
I
it.
mean,
I'm here for it.
He's here for it.
Me too,
Look at your
Gabe. I'm
neighbor
right with
and say,
you.
neighbor.
I ain't gotta shake nobody's hand.
Oh my.
I mean, but I say at max, I'd probably give it maybe the beginning of May. It's about to be springtime. Like I maybe say the beginning. I think we'll go through March.
Y'all think so?
We'll go through April. I'll
agree.
give it maybe possibly the beginning of May.
It's not going any further than that, though.
It can't because
They shut down Disneyland, man.
I was watching a video where they were like showing what places looked like in 2019 compared to now. It's like a ghost town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Well, I mean,
It's
also
bad.
the market is plummeting,
Well,
I
this
mean,
is my
it's
thing.
which is
Tanking.
also unacceptable.
This
So,
is my thing. The way overseas,
Come on.
I don't think it's gonna end that soon. Only because when you think about the other viruses you brought up, what Ebola,
Which the American
and
government has
the swine flu,
a
there were
copyright on.
not as many
swine
confirmed
flu?
cases. Flu.
The swine few. It's a few pigs.
There were not as many confirmed cases.
But once again,
That spread as rapidly.
who's
with
confirming
those.
these cases?
I just said that today. Because it's like we have 2,900 potential cases. Where?
Well,
They're
we
like-
had 2 in Virginia.
They said there's a possible 2,900.
I think there was more because there's like
New York.
There's a
On
few in
Quantico.
Fairfax
Virginia,
alone.
I mean.
Oh,
One,
see,
one happened on
Quantico.
Sunday.
I think there's
and-
subjected cases, but confirmed cases right now, it's only 2 confirmed in Virginia.
But
The
there's
rest-
also people who have been affected by it, but not infected by it. That'll preach. There are some people who, I can't help it. There are some people who've been in contact with it who
Right.
still have to be quarantined. Like Craig Groeschel, a pastor, he was at a conference and one of the preachers got coronavirus and he's recovering. But they found out why they were on the plane and they turned their phones on when they're about to land. And they were like, hey, we're going to do the right thing and let the pilot and the stewardess know we were around someone who was infected. They quarantined everyone. And now he's stuck in his room in his house and he can't leave out for like 8 days, even though he doesn't have it. But they said you have to be quarantined, separated, because you may end up getting it. You never know.
It takes so many days for you to actually produce symptoms before, if you've been exposed to it. It's just like the regular flu. Gosh, this flu.
Like quarantine, like bubble
The few
boy
of the crowd.
quarantine?
Bubble
Oh,
boy.
my
Oh, man.
Separated.
So, no, serious question before we
Peculiar
go, though,
people.
because, like, am I the only person that's excited that it really didn't snow this winter? Because I'm, like, stoked
Oh,
about it.
absolutely not.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, yeah, I
I
take that.
loved it.
Yeah, like, we really,
But it still was cold.
oh, no, it was brick. Yeah, no,
This
it
one
was,
it. This one the move for me.
it was,
this
it was
one.
definitely brick, but
It was like all the symptoms without.
hold on.
Uh-oh.
I feel like we're gonna have snow in like the next 2
The
weeks.
devil is a lie.
For
spring,
sure.
spring will be here in the next 2 weeks.
Spring is here today.
It's like 60 degrees this week.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
refuse to let winter hold on when we get into
You
spring.
better let go.
You gonna have to
Loose
let,
here.
You gonna have to let
The
go.
groundhog said it's over.
Wait, what? He came
Why
out?
are we still listening to this daggone groundhog?
Been trying to kill one for a couple of years now. Can't catch him.
Idolatry. You see?
Oh
It's
my!
the- yeah, wait. He came out or no?
Yeah.
Really?
The spring was on. Winter's over.
When did that whole thing start?
I'm not gonna get into this conversation.
You're fine. Hey,
we're gonna
Gabe,
end this
When,
podcast.
no, you don't know when it
episode.
started?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't. But so what is it about that makes them
Groundhog Day.
determine?
I can tell you who didn't start it. No one in this room. When you look at this, because ain't no way we would have listened to no animal.
We appreciate you guys for tuning in today. We hope that. Oh,
What
God,
did
I don't know what to
say?
do. Anyway, if you're watching by
This whole
YouTube,
episode.
hit that subscribe button. Whatever you need to do, I promise we'll be better next show.
We won't.
If there is a next show, I don't even know who's on this episode. Are we gonna get contact by, was it the NSA, FTC?
They can
The
contact
CDC?
Jesus in these hands. That's who they can contact. Contact information here and here.
I got the biscuit in the truck.
Yes.
Patience and I are the only sensible people here,
Shoot.
and so I guess we're woke. And so
Peace be still.
we would like to say thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, I know you ain't trying to end all
Oh,
clever
no.
and clean. This whole episode you was cutting up. Amber?
I think Wong Chow.
Wong Chow.
Wong Chow was fair game.
That was top.
That was fair game.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, I want to say what's their name? Like, because No, for
I'm
real.
not
So
getting-
they all have one name?
Thank you for joining us this episode from Motivate Unplugged. This is what I need you to do. Subscribe, follow, share, leave comments. Let us know if you think we should continue on.
Oh my gosh.
God help us. This was a great episode. We prayed you guys were blessed by it, laughed about it, listened to it in your car on the way to work. Stay blessed and peace.
Laughter's good for the soul.
Bye.
Bye.